Let's now review the Supervisor View within Xima CCaaS. The Supervisor View was designed to allow managers and supervisors to see at a glance both their agents and skills within one interface, as well as have control over their agents and skills. This allows the supervisors to log agents in and out of their respective skill groups, place agents on a Do Not Disturb state, or take them off of that state if they've been lingering too long on a Do Not Disturb state. They can also see the calls in queue and transfer them out of a particular queue over to available skills, over to available agents that might not be part of that skill, or to any dialable number within their UCaaS platform. Now, throughout the Supervisor View, as well as real-time wallboards and the reports, you will see a number of the different states and values as shown on the screen. Let's review what each of these mean because it's important to understand what each of these states and values mean to your contact center. Voice and web chat channel. When we review the contact center agent client, agents have the ability to log in and out of their respective channels. So maybe they only want to handle web chats, or maybe they only want to handle voice calls. They can log in and out of those respective channels, and you can monitor that. If it says no channels available, that means agents aren't logged into both the voice and web chat channel. If it shows the agents on Do Not Disturb, it will display that as well as the appropriate reason code as long as that's been assigned to them and they entered it when they went on Do Not Disturb. If it shows ACW, that stands for After Call Work Timer. That is the timer you set after they complete a contact center skill call. If it shows MCW, this stands for Missed Call Work Timer. This is displayed if you use the missed call work action and it sets them into a busy state for a particular time period. If it shows timeout, that means the system auto-logged them out of all their skills due to a missed skill call or web chat. If it shows phone not available, that means their phone is not available to take a call, particularly meaning that the agent is either on another call, whether that be a direct inbound call, an outbound call, or an internal call. The phone is not available to route a call to. If it shows no skills, that means they may be logged into the contact center agent client, have all their other states available, but they're not logged into any skill groups. And if they are reserved for a queue callback, it will state in the real-time and supervisor view that they're reserved for a queue callback. Let me show you what I mean. So within your administration web interface, go to the supervisor view. Now by default, this is what you'll see. On the right-hand side here, you have your menu option. One of the first options I recommend you select is what skill groups you want to monitor. If you leave it zero selected, it will show you all skills. You should also consider selecting display offline agents because currently I don't have any agents logged in, so it was showing no agents. But as you filter from skill group to skill group using the filter tool, it will show just the agents that are part of that selected skill and the appropriate values along the top. So along the top are your summary metrics for your skill queues, and below that are the agents that are a part of that selected skill. Again, you can select to see all skills or none, or just a specific select number of skills. Now, if an agent was to log in, this is where you would start to see those different states. So there I just logged in as Dave McKendrick. It shows me in an idle state, and now he is ready to take a call. And the state duration updates appropriately. But if Dave were to go into a Do Not Disturb state, that's going to reflect accordingly. And if he were to select an appropriate reason code, you'll see that when they select that reason code. But the state duration does not change once they've selected that reason code. They've been in a Do Not Disturb that entire time. If Dave were to become available again, but log out of all of his different skills, you'll see that no skills option. Or if he were available on all of his skills, but then starts to log out of the different channels, you know no channels are available. If Dave were to receive a phone call, you would see those details within the supervisor view. So let me go ahead and place a call into queue. And I'm actually going to have Dave go on Do Not Disturb again. And I'm going to place a call into queue just to show you some of the summary metrics across the top. There you can see I've now placed that call in queue. Well, why is it in queue? Because no agents are available. Now on the right-hand side, you can also view the calls in queue. And it will list them out in a chronological order, and you can select those calls and transfer them out of the queue over to an agent that might be available in a different skill, or transferred over to an available skill, or to any dialable number. Now, if Dave made himself available within the contact center agent client, that call is going to be presented to him on his UCaaS phone. Here you can see that queue offer, so it's presenting to the agent. They can see the skill group, and if Dave were to answer that, you can now see he is available and talking on that call. If Dave were to hang up on that call, the appropriate ACW timer was set. Okay? Now, in order to control and log agents in and out of their particular skill sets, you can select the ellipses tool and have your menu option. The first option you can do is edit the agent's profile. This is where you can add a nickname or upload an agent image. Let me go ahead and upload Dave's image here, and then hit apply. Save changes. If I wanted to upload a few other agent images, it's again very easy to do. We'll do one more. Cabrin. And completed. Now, if an agent is available for a call, it will present to him right away, but not affect or change the customer's experience. For instance, I just placed a call in queue. That's ringing over to Dave, but you'll hear the queue music and the queue messages in the background there. It doesn't know that an agent is missing the call. And again, based off of your missed call work action, it will display either that MCW or timeout. There I know Dave just missed the call. Now, if I were to place a queue callback, I can schedule that. Here it's playing that queue callback message. It's reading the phone number back. I can use that phone number or enter a new number.
Thank you. Your queue callback has been confirmed. Goodbye.
And that queue callback has been scheduled. And you can see that call is still in queue, but what if you wanted to now differentiate between calls in queue and queue callback? All of the summary metrics and agent metrics can be changed from the default values, or you can add additional values. You can do that on a per agent basis. So here I could edit the agent metric for Cabrin, or maybe I wanted to edit that for all agents. Maybe I also want to monitor their chat state. Here I have their phone state, but maybe I want to see just their particular chat state. And maybe I also want to add another metric showing me, how many inbound calls they've had. And again, I could adjust that criteria as needed. And there it has the different values. I could do the same thing with my summary metrics. So maybe I wanted to add a metric to show me callbacks. I can show abandoned or aborted callbacks, accepted, canceled, or current average wait, max, or scheduled queue callback count. And I want to see that for right now. Hit apply. And I also want to see the max duration on that callback. Apply. And there's my additional values. Now, if Dave were to become available again, he gets back to his desk, sees that he's been auto-logged out, re-enables his skill. That will present the queue callback. And in this case, it reserved Dave for that queue callback. And now it's calling the customer back. They can accept that queue callback. And that is now presented over to Dave, and he can answer that call appropriately. Now, all of these same values can be presented within the real-time wallboards, but the additional and other benefit you get with the supervisor view is the ability to log agents in and out of their respective state. So if Dave were to go into a do not disturb state, you can see that, but you can also take him out of that state. Maybe Dave's lunch was 2 hours ago and he already took that. I can disable that do not disturb state, making that agent available. If Dave weren't to log into all of his skills, I know Dave's a part of multiple skills, I can manage those skills and log him in as a supervisor. Okay, I can also log agents out if that is something I wish to do.